Did you see that really good face? That last live video I did, I mean, it's like somebody had like run me over with a car while I was drunk. I just found out that light. Carol-Ann, come to the light. This hat. I just found out you could do live videos on Instagram. I had no idea this like could be life-changing. I'm getting to be a big fan of Instagram. I would just like to say, people. Sorry, I'm real itchy. So there you go. Are people commenting on my stuff? It's bothering me. I got home late last night from California, as most of you know. Went to bed, got up this morning. I drove the children to school. I mean, I was winning. Even having the same clothes I did yesterday. It's fantastic. Hey, Nicole. Okay, I got home, went to McDonald's, which I would just like to say in California, people are talking with these fancy schmancy companies for branding. I mean, I love fancy schmancy. But I've decided, you know what? You know who I want to sponsor me? McDonald's. Because McDonald's in Edenton, who I tagged in this post, not the big McDonald's, but the little man, the little McDonald's in Edenton that I visit, or try not to visit, but I always do for coffee. And as my friend Krista Rizzo of Why Am I Yelling, who is fantastic, hi Joy, says, would you like some coffee with your sugar? You just tell them and they have a pumper machine in it. Pumps whatever you want in the coffee. I got home, had the coffee, was sitting in my chair. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I have to go back to bed. So I went in the bed at 9 and woke up at 1. I mean, please, there are all these clerks and court people that watch this stuff and know my husband. Do not, or I'll block you. Tell him that I slept all day. I mean, the house is a you-know-what hole. Anyway. But that's just a sign. Anyway, I love McDonald's. And I've decided if you slept all the time, you would be so thin because you wouldn't have to eat. So, cheers to that. This is my friend, Mr. Alligator. And I don't want any PETA, whatever they call them, people, being mad about that alligator head. Because I bought it at a thrift shop in Gatesville for Russell when he was 4 and loved. And it might be a crocodile. And yes, it is terrible. But I imagine that he ate someone and they decided that their life was more valuable. Oh God, there's Mary Scott watching me, working. And now the jig is up that I'm working. Anyway, I did work all day yesterday and all day Saturday. I made all these resplendent. I hear a police officer. You know I hate to not go out there and see what's going on. What is going on in Edenton? A siren. Hold on. Ooh, they're coming out the front. Let's look. Oh, shit. Y'all see? Lord, I hope they're not coming to get me. No. There they are. They're looking out the window. Can you see them? The policeman just said, oh my God, who does that? That's weird. We might have to go look out there. Sorry. But I'm like, I want to be news sleuth. Oh, she's gone. Oh, and somebody let my flowers die while I was gone. People in my house have a real problem with water. Bikers from earlier? They were bikers? What bikers? Like motorcycle bikers? Anyway, my new plan is to do these videos faster because evidently you're not supposed to do it for more than 10 minutes. And mine are like 52 minutes. Most people are at work right now anyway. Okay, so let's see. What else was I going to say? California. So I go to this conference. It's very helpful. I got some really good stuff on book writing, which is nice. And met some thank the good Lord Jesus. I mean, that was too much. So I missed a church retreat. I did not want to miss a church retreat. Thank you, Angela Schuyler. It's called a Fascinator, and my nice friend Pam Richmond brought it to me from Ireland, and I wore it during the Azalea Festival. So I missed the church retreat because I was in California, and I hate to miss a church retreat. For my whole life, I've been wanting our whole church to go on vacation together. The bicyclists, they stopped them in front of Queen and Granville and a police cyclist. No, Nicole, you're like on top of things. Anyway, I had already bought the ticket for this conference, and I went. And I realized a couple things. You can't be everywhere, and you can't do everything, and I don't want to miss anything. And so sometimes, the same way that my daughter had a play and my son had a field trip, I mean, you cannot always make your children's life perfect or your own life perfect. You do have to choose, as much as we hate it. And so, Granville. So that's not a bad thing. I had these friends. They sent pictures of my family this weekend. My friend Mary kept Amos all weekend. I saw Brene Brown and heard her speak. Okay. My friend Sarah Rich had told me about Brene Brown. I know nothing about her. So she writes about being vulnerable, like, offering your heart, which I think I do. But she does it from a research standpoint. She has a PhD. And so I had no idea you could find statistics about why you should share. So I was a big fan of that. Now, why did I tell you about Brene Brown? I can't remember. Because that's just how my mind is. I can tell you every chapter title from Ramona Quimby, age 8, but I can't tell you something that I was thinking about 8 seconds ago. So no more Brene Brown, but I really liked her. Now, did I already tell you? Yes, I told you not to tell my husband if you saw me awake. Okay. Don't tell that. Today's Monday. 5K Kids has been canceled. Blair has art. That means, I'm saying this to remind myself, I pick up Amos and Russell at the bus, and then I go get Thomas from the bus. And then I force them to go to the grocery store, the food line. And we're going to come up with something for dinner. So that's my winning for day one. I have a big, long list of things I need to be doing. I've done nothing. I'm sure the town manager, who I love, my kids call me Dory. Oh, no, I love Dory. I don't mind that. See, now you made me forget again, Karen. I'm going to tackle my list tomorrow and working on speaking events for next year. And I am not going to be speaking nearly as much. We, meaning, me, because that's how it is when you're the woman in the family. Hi, Barbara. I just can't travel and do as much as that because did feel like I was missing too much. So I am going to really try to limit it to one thing a month. And I'm already full September, November, February, and March. So anyway, and December is a total crapshoot. And my children are really excited because I'm not traveling to spend the night away right now until September. And so it's funny how they're like, you're not going anywhere? I'll never survive. I'm not going anywhere for work. I didn't tell them I wasn't going anywhere. I might have to go somewhere on a girls' trip. What else? Where's my sausage biscuit? Oh, the conference. So these conferences are really neat. You meet awesome people, typically, who are so helpful. Hampton Roads. I wouldn't have to spend the night, so that might be okay. Hi, Amanda. You meet many people and you go to sessions, and it's so interesting to see how the sessions are helpful. Some aren't as helpful. But one thing, I might have to do some blog posts. Y'all don't care about this, but I do. How much you get paid. This is a big thing. This is the elephant in the room, what everybody's thinking about. It's kind of like when you give birth, what really happens. I mean, that's what people want to know. You can speak online more. Ooh, that's a good point. It's so easy. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't mind doing it for free because then it doesn't have to be very good. But some conferences, the majority of people are kind, but there are some people. It is clicky, clicky, like Salbona Nikoko. That's frog in Africa. Swaziland, particularly. No, not frog, bat. I was teaching in Swaziland, and a bat came in my classroom, and the children started yelling, Nikoko! They were stomping it to death. So anyway, I'm talking Swaziland click. Now, I generally feel like I'm fairly popular. So the last time I've really felt like, not excluded, but, and maybe I'm sensitive, was like years ago in Aspen when I worked, and Jimmy Buffett's wife treated me like doo-doo on her shoe, which is a good thing, to be treated like doo-doo on somebody's shoe, because it reminds you, one, not to treat people like doo-doo on their shoe, and two, it just is humbling. But there's some writers out there, and I don't know if it's competition or fear, because most writers, Carol Lawler of Mothering the Divide, Krista Rizzo, Why Am I Yelling?, Rachel Macy Stafford, Hands Free Mama, these people live by the philosophy, there's room for all of us. Jonathan Bailey, Two Dads with Baggage, Two Dads with Bags. Anyway, that's, oh my God, here come the police again. You're seeing their bikes? I do not see bikes. Anyway. But there's some folks that think I am successful and you are not. And they pretend that they're inclusive, but they're not. And anyway, I would just like to point out that if I'm ever successful, like listed anywhere near the New York Times bestseller list, I promise, Girl Scout, Boy Scout, All Scout, I can't even write about that because I don't want people haranguing me. I will be kind and nice and like say, come sit beside me. I want to talk to you. Not like, oh, hello. When people talk like that and they don't really want to talk to you. And maybe they're introverted, but good manners are good manners. And I think good manners require speaking. And this is another good manner thing. If somebody asks you a question, like, tell me what you write about. Tell me where you live. What you do is answer, and then you ask the question back. Ho-ho! It's a novel idea. Anyway, I'm preaching that to my children, but I met quite a few adults that don't do that, and I was like, that's odd. Ooh, Jacksonville Mom Blog, I love them. The Pickup Line, that's 2 women in New Jersey who do news like at 2 p.m. I just saw flags, and they were awesome. So anyway, they were far more awesome than not awesome. But for those that aren't awesome, you're probably not watching this because you're scared of a woman who drinks McDonald's coffee in a Fascinator at 2:30 in Eastern North Carolina. Okay, here's the best story of the weekend. I'm not even going to eat my sausage biscuit while I tell it because I don't want to distract y'all. Now, I'm not even going to write about this because I'm going to save it for my book. This book that, is like a big cavern of nothingness. But anyway, so Taye Diggs, I had 2 hats for the Azalea weekend. This is one of them. Taye Diggs, who most of you know, I did not know. I really don't even think I'd ever heard his name. But I don't have cable. I have all like Netflix and watch crime shows, but Taye Diggs is not on this. So he's the MC for the event. Like he announces there were these things called the Iris Awards, and lots of people get nominated and win. I was not. I was nominated last year, but I didn't win. But I didn't think I'd win. So anyway, that was fun. Andrew Shue was the MC last year, so it was Taye Diggs. Well, people were crazy when he came on stage. He's divorced, and his ex-wife is the voice of Anna or Elsa from the Frozen movie. So, anyway, people love him. Now, after the scenario, you can get in a line and take a picture with him. Oh, here it is. Tracy Leary knows. Indina Menzel, and he was in Rent. Okay, I did hear that. So, and I have a video of my interview with Taye Diggs on Facebook, if anybody wants to see it. And it's on Instagram, but it's kind of long, like it's in segments. It's quite hysterical, I will say. So anyway, Taye is in line talking to people. I was like, I don't need to get my picture with this person. I don't know who they are. Yes, he seems cute and nice, but that's fine. So I'm sitting around having a drink, whatever. In California, drinks cost like $20. And he leaves with this girl who I assume is a handler. Handlers are people that get you where you need to go. And there's Cynthia watching. I'm glad to know Cynthia is also right here. Nicole Moore loves his movies. Okay, so Tay leaves. And then after a while, I was like, I need to go to bed. It's Friday night. This time change, like exhausted. I want to work tomorrow. So a group of us are leaving. I need a handler too. A group of us are leaving, and we run into the Jacksonville mom bloggers who are quite awesome. So anyway, they're like, well, we were just going to go by the bar. And this hotel in California is called the Langham. It's very nice. It used to be a Ritz. Well, it's like basically the movie scene of Where's Waldo. I mean, you can't find nothing, or at least I can't. And I thought I had a sense of direction. It's a square, and everything looks the same. You are your child's handler, Susan. Just telling you that. So she was like, we're going to go by the bar. I was like, okay, well, we'll go by the bar. I mean, what are we, 40? 3? Tay is sitting there's like a little entryway into the tap room, and Tay is sitting there with his handler. And my friend Krista, of course, is, from Brooklyn and like confident. She sits down. She's like, what's up? What are y'all doing? He's so nice. He's like, tell me what y'all write about, blah, 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 blah. So she tells him. And then I'm kind of saying to the two of them, the handler and Tay, I said, I'm, Adrian, and I write this blog, Tales of. I didn't get any farther. And she like leapt up, the handler, and said, educated debutante, I love you. So, of course, I hug her and I gesture to Tay and say, Tay, you're dead to me. You're no longer famous. I am the celebrity here. So I squish in between Tay and the handler, whose name is Jen. And Jenna. And she has a son with autism. Like, we're totally talking. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And Tay is laughing because I realize I'm funny. And I decide to interview him. So I do a long interview. Okay, I thought Tay was a singer. He's not. He's an actor. And then he says, do you want me to make up a song? And I was like, no. And somebody pointed out, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you said no. Like, so we sang Ebony and Ivory together. And then danced with this really good band, all of us. Anyway, so that was my moment of fame with Tay Diggs. But anyway, then yesterday I sat on the airplane with this woman who's really a nice woman. She's an attorney in the Raleigh area. And we were talking about, she was like, do you ever write about women like that work versus women that stay home? And I was like, well, yeah, I do. And I said, because I was one, like I totally was game in at home for 10 years and wanted to be at home and could be. And now I'm working. And working means like I'm working outside the home is how I'm saying it, because I've always been obviously working. Doesn't even mean money because I don't really make that much money. So, and she was like, women that like are missing things. She was like, I don't want to miss anything. And I thought, I don't want to miss anything either. Yet I am missing things. I mean, I missed our church retreat. I missed Amos, Grey's Anatomy, private practice. Oh, I like to watch all this stuff. I missed our church retreat this past weekend, and I don't want to miss things. I want to be the mom that is there for everything, yet I am missing things. Oh, I miss Krista Rizzo. You don't really miss me, because I made her listen to a noise machine at night. She was like, that air conditioning is so loud. I was like, that was my noise machine. Anyway, missing things. So I was really thinking, and I'm going to like have a chapter in my book about this because I think it's important. But I said to her, I told her that story about the mom and Tay Diggs. And I was like, my heart tells me I'm on the right path. And I still am sad to miss things. But there's like this push inside of me that says, it's hard to even explain. You're never going to be able to do everything. Like I had to miss my son's field trip because I was at my daughter's play. So it wasn't that I was working, but like life is choices all the time. And we're going to miss things. And if I can make the world a tiny bit better for somebody else, then I think it might outweigh the things I miss. And looking for thankfulness, which is Brene Brown talked a lot about. But like, I had friends sending me pictures from the church retreat, and our fan was on last night. I slept like a baby. And anyway, it's really an interesting thing to think about. This whole being a mom thing. And I mean, you just cannot do it all, and you're not going to do it perfectly. And I mean, I have to write down who I'm picking up when. I have to set alarms because I forget. I still forget. And my kids will be like, Mom, I had to walk home. You didn't come. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. But life is like that. Life forgets us. I mean, the real world is forgetful. So anyway, I'm home now. I'm not going to spend the night away for work until September when I go to Atlanta. And my children are so excited. Now, I've not told them that doesn't mean I won't go away at all, because I might go on a girls' trip, even though there's not one planned. Nobody's asked me, but I would like to go on one. And I'll be at Bobby Brown this Thursday at the Crabtree makeup counter. Now, clearly I don't wear makeup very much, but I decided I wanted to get some makeup. And they got me all set up. And in return, I said, oh, why don't I come do a thing at your makeup place? And so I hope people will come. If you're not a big makeup wearer, you don't have to spend a bunch of money. There'll be some free stuff like selfie lights and some free wine, you know, maybe a free hand massage. I like free. And it's Mother's Day weekend. It's a Thursday night. I love a Thursday night because it's like, you know, you're leaping into the waters of Barbuda. I don't think that's a place. Aruba, Barbados, sort of a mix. So it's from 5 to 8, which is quite a long time, but I'm doing that so people can come early or come later. Come and shoot the shit. Come buy some pot rouge. I don't care. Ashley Forbes. Adrian, you're killing me right now. Ashley is a very old college friend. Ashley, I hope you'll come. I might even wear this hat. Mary Scott, are you going to ride with me to Raleigh? Bess Little said she might. Anybody from Edenton that wants to ride with me or drive me, even better, might buy your supper. We'll be doing that, and then we'll be home for Mother's Day. And that Mother's Day might have to be our next live video, because the concept of Mother's Day is like the most hysterical thing in the world to me. I mean, Mother's Day, the idea that like mothers have a day is so funny, unless you're not with your children, which is what's required for a real Mother's Day. But then you're still worrying about, and then you feel guilty you're not with them, even though you don't really care. I'm not a type to miss my people. I did miss them this week, but Mary Scott will tell you, like, people call and want to tell their children good night. My friend Krista, Mary Scott and Krista, oh my God, yes, y'all are the same person. Meanwhile, I feel guilty because I'm like, oh God, I hadn't talked to them in like 4 days. They're fine. Amos did miss me. He didn't say he did, obviously, but this morning he made me carry him into school, made me carry him down the hall, and sat in my lap in his class. And even the principal came in and was like, is he not having a good morning? I was like, no, he missed me. So it's good to be missed. And I missed y'all. And I'm glad to be back in North Carolina, because California is expensive and dogs wear Gucci. And it's so big. And there's a lot of concrete. There are nice people. Ooh, and I have a new person that is going to help me get myself organized. Like in terms of work and a little bit of speaking stuff, but try to kind of help me put ads on my website. You people need to start going to my website, and I promise I will start putting stuff on it, because I can have ads. Now, if I can make money off dumb old ads, you all are going to go to my website, because at some point my husband is going to try to like run the numbers on this blogging business and realize that it's actually like horseback riding. It's sort of a costly activity. Okay, I've talked too long, and I said I wasn't going to talk too long. Ooh, my website. Tales of an Educated Debutante. that. And so I'll be at Bobby Brown Thursday. The next week, I'm going to go to the Teacher March in Raleigh. Yes, because I love a teacher, and so I haven't quite worked how I'm going to do that. My husband is flying to Key Biscayne that day with friends, and I need to leave early. So I'm going to figure out a delicate way to bring that up. And then the next week, I head to Raleigh, just not spending the night for a day. I'm real itchy. And I'm talking to the new group of anesthesiologists at Duke Raleigh about families. I'm their speaker. Very excited to do that. And then, where am I? Oh, I'm talking to Junior Guild in Rocky Mount. And you have to be a member of the Junior Guild. I think if you've ever been in the Junior Guild, even if you've dropped out, I'll put in a good word for you. That's June 7th. We're out of school June 8th. And then the latter part of June, I am speaking at an Edward Jones thing at Myrtle Beach. And I'm taking the children with me. I don't know if my husband's going yet or not. I might need to recruit someone to watch my people. But anyway, ads for your Japanese PJs. Those really were pajamas. But, I mean, they were expensive enough to be real clothes. But I am going to definitely wear them. I wish I'd had them for the Azalea Festival. Oh, look, there's Missy Wolf. I could have worn them for an event. My friend Krista gave me all this confidence. Anyway, I shall wear this fascinator for the rest of the afternoon. Might even wear it to Food Line, just to show that you can be fancy at the Food Line. Goodbye, people. Mwah.